It has been a tough season for the Nashville Predators, but tonight's game will look a lot different, win or lose. We'll tell you why on today's Locked On Predators podcast.
You're Locked On Predators, your daily podcast on the Nashville Predators, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome to the Locked On Predators podcast. Thanks so much for making us your first listen of the day. We are your free daily Nashville Predators podcast. We are a part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Want to kick off this game day episode shouting out our Locked On Predators insiders and our everydayers who tune in to talk Nashville Predators hockey with us. I'm Ann Kimmel. I am a writer and co-host with Penalty Box Radio, and I am usually joined by my partner in crime, Emma Lingen. But on today's show, I am joined by special guest Max Herz. Max is a part of the Nashville Predators broadcast team, and tonight, Max and Chris Mason are going to take part in a very unusual Nashville Predators broadcast because this game will be fully animated. We're going to talk with Max on today's show to get the inside scoop on how this opportunity with the NHL came about for the Predators, all of the behind the scenes work that goes into animating a live hockey game. And he's going to give us a sneak peek at what fans will see on this special broadcast. Before we dive into that with Max, do want to let you know today's episode is brought to you by Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONNHL for $20 off your first purchase. I'm joined right now by a friend of the show, Max Herz. Of course, you all know Max Herz. He is the Nashville Predators radio broadcast play-by-play guy. He is also co-host of the Predators official podcast. And if you don't recognize his face, you will 100% recognize his voice. Max also joined the show earlier over the Four Nations break. Max, that was one of my favorite shows because you know I am fascinated by play-by-play. And it was really great to have you on then. Thank you so much for coming back and talking about another great adventure you are on.
Yeah, great to have another occasion to come back. And I actually had someone tell me this week, I hadn't thought about this, something similar to what you just said. A lot of people have heard me on the radio and haven't seen my face or met me in person. And a lot of people have, of course, because I'm in the crowd at games doing the shows. But for those who haven't, they're going to see me as a cartoon before they see me in real life. And I think I'm more than okay with that. I've thought about it. I'm very okay with it.
You feel very comfortable being animated as your initial introduction to folks.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love this. So let's dive into this. This is so cool and so fascinating. So great little adventure for the Nashville Predators. This is in conjunction with Monroe Carroll Jr. Children's Hospital and the NHL. They have teamed up to present Music City Hockey in Smashville. Max, I'm not even 100% sure where to start with this. This is an animated Nashville Predators hockey game against the Columbus Blue Jackets tonight. Tell us, flesh that out for us a little bit. Tell us a little bit more about what this is.
Yeah, so for people who have seen these other animated games in the NHL, the NFL has done some. I think the NBA has done one. It's in a similar vein to those. For those who haven't, this is technology that has come into existence for these sports leagues to use the last 3 years to put games as they happen into cartoon form in a way that is designed for kids to watch. And it's not just for kids. Everybody's going to love it. I've watched the games. I don't have kids, and I think they're awesome every time they come on. Everybody's going to love it. But the main goal of these games is to introduce kids to these type of sports. And it started with the Nickelodeon games for the NFL, which was a little bit different because that was superimposing animated things onto the real game. This game will 100% take place in cartoon land with some videos of things in real life cutting in as well. But it's a fully animated, it's called the Hockeyverse that the NHL has created. And we are one of 4 teams this year that gets to take our own world on. And it's Music City. It's Smashville. It's animated Broadway. It's animated Bridgestone Arena. The game is outside on Broadway, outside Bridgestone. All the Broadway landmarks are there. We've taken some geographic liberties, like the Bluebird Cafe is right there as well. Exit In is right there. We're going to bounce around the city. The Opry is right there. It's basically a fantasy land of Smashville with hockey at the center of all of it. And it's unbelievable. The game will happen as it happens in real time. So everything that happens in the game against the Blue Jackets will also happen in the game with the player and the puck tracking. But we'll also be bouncing around the hockeyverse and going different places. And Mace and I will be dropped into different places in the city. And the 5 country artist bobbleheads will all be a part of it.
Come
And Keith Urban will
on.
sing the national anthem, and we'll do the chants, and Tim McGraw will sing the goal song and all this stuff. So the goal of it is, one, to entertain, obviously. But the big thing is to introduce kids to our team, to the sport of hockey, to the city, and to the Music City components of that as well. So it's designed to really show everyone what we are all about. And it comes across in a way that's for kids, but it's like, it's an orientation video to everything that the Preds want the world to know about Preds hockey.
I love this idea so much. I think Nashville has done a really great job with any opportunity they've had with the NHL, whether it was the draft, the awards, all of that. Nashville really showcases well when the NHL gives it an opportunity. And I think this is just such a unique and fun way to do that very same thing. But like you said, directed at kids, but really this is for everybody. New hockey fans, Nashville Predators, diehard fans. There is something for everybody in this. So when did you first hear about this? How did this come about? How much advanced warning have you had? And what has the prep work been like for you to get ready for this?
So the first time I thought about this was back in September when the NHL held their broadcast meetings, and a group of us from the Preds, along with people from every other team, were in New York City for the beginning of the season broadcast orientation. And they had used a couple of these before for nationally televised kids games. Excuse me. And last year at the end of the season, the Blackhawks got a chance to be the trial run for the local team that did one of these. And they showed clips from that, and they said, hey, this was a great success. We want to open this up for more teams this season. They were inviting everyone, please pitch us ideas for this. We want to do it for local teams. And then as the season went on, I expressed interest immediately to our people. Obviously, if we did it, I wanted to be a part of it. And even if it wasn't a full game broadcast, it could be just a highlight clip or a goal of the week or something like that, just to be involved. And I mean, they were emphasizing we can be creative with this. And what they've done on NHL Network this season, they cut down and play back a game of the week in the hockeyverse. So it's not even live as the game is happening. So there are a lot of different ways this can go. But we were one of 4 teams that got to the finish line that was selected, and then our process got all the way there. I don't remember exactly when I was told that it would be me and Mace, maybe in December, January. But we went up there a couple of weeks ago for a rehearsal with the broadcasters from the Flames and the Lightning. The Lightning just did their game this past weekend. I will also give them a lot of credit because they had a 16-year-old high school sophomore doing play-by-play for their game.
It was kids. Really cool. Yeah, it was kids game there.
So that was amazing for him. He's been their junior reporter. His name is Wyatt, and I got to meet him, and I told him just how cool it is that he's in high school and getting to do that. So it was him and Braden Coburn. It was, as we record this, it was yesterday. It was over the weekend. So I got to go back and watch it to see what they pulled off, because their world was amazing too. Their hockeyverse world. It was like a beach scene on an island with a Busch Gardens roller coaster, a little more fictionalized than ours. So we were up there. Everybody got their hands on the tech for the first time. Mace and I got to play around in the VR a little bit and record the promos that people have seen on the scoreboard and on Twitter and things like that. So it was great to get our hands on it. We're going back up a day early, and we'll have a really long day of seeing everything that's going to be in our game for the first time. Like, a lot of it is pre-planned, not when it's going to happen, but hey, we're going to show the Opry here, and this is going to be what we see when we go to the animated Opry. So we will be seeing all of that stuff for the first time. The intermissions will be with Wayne D and Nash and a lot of our players. So we'll get to see that as well. And everything will just be laid out to us. And it's the same as a television broadcast that isn't in cartoon land, where it's extremely collaborative. There are a ton of people behind the scenes working on it. So even though Mace and I will be the characters you'll see, I would say we are not the ones doing the hardest work. It's the people putting the videos together from both the Predators and the NHL and their partner companies that have gotten this to where it is. And it's a big crew. So it's amazing how much of a high level production it is for what it is.
Coming up, Max is going to share with us how technology that the NHL has developed over the past few seasons has led to the ability to create the Hockeyverse. Today's episode is brought to you by our friends at Monarch Money. Have you ever checked your bank account and wondered, where did my money go? Between dining out, online shopping, and entertainment, it's easy to lose track. That's where Monarch Money comes in. It is your personal CFO, giving you full visibility and control over your finances. Monarch Money isn't just a budgeting app, it is a complete financial command center. You can track all of your accounts, investments, and spending in one place, so you stop just managing your money and start building wealth. Instead of juggling multiple apps, you can use Monarch to check your finances, track spending, and even plan your long-term financial goals. So take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONNHL at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. That's monarchmoney.com, code LOCKEDONNHL for half off of your first year. There is a ton that goes into this. And one of the things that I think is so interesting is that a big component of being able to pull this off is, like you mentioned earlier, the technology that has been a part in the recent seasons for the NHL. So can you talk a little bit about how like tracking and technology is making something like this possible right now?
Yeah, it's the same thing as when you see in a game like shot speed and skating speed and things like that. So it knows where the players are. There's a chip in every player's sweater. You can actually see it if you're close enough. It's right above the nameplate, below their right shoulder. You can see kind of a little bit of a rectangle if you're down on the glass at a game. So that's where that is on the players, and it tracks their movement and their speed. There are also cameras from a company called Hawkeye that I was familiar with from baseball. It's for people who are baseball fans. It's similar to a lot of the pitching technology in baseball, and also the technology that tracks like what direction the ball is hit and how hard it goes. Those things also track like different parts of the player. So they know which player is where by the chip in the jersey. But this stuff that's higher up and kind of senses from all around the arena can be like, this is specifically where his right elbow is and things like that and how he's moving. So like the chip could be in the same place, but the player could be facing a different direction. So that's how it pinpoints location. There's a chip in the puck, and that one is pretty self-explanatory. It knows where the puck goes. It knows what direction the puck is going and how quickly it's moving. And we'll have like a tail on the puck, like the old Fox tracks also.
Oh, yes.
That's in all of the cartoons. So that's a fun way to just kind of show how quickly the game is going. Like it makes dump-ins and rim arounds look really exciting, which I think is awesome, because then we can explain like, what is dump and chase? What is forecheck? Why would you give up the puck and then go hit somebody to try and get it back? And Mace will be explaining that, and we'll be explaining the basics of hockey. And even for people who understand hockey, like it's good stuff to hear. So it's a lot of little things like that. The one thing about the technology that I learned when we were up there, the one thing that it does not precisely pinpoint is stick positioning, which I found really interesting, because they can't put chips in all the sticks because players go through sticks like crazy, and it would change the weight and the flex of the stick as well. So as of now, the position of the sticks in these is a educated guess based off of everything else they have in the technology. And once they told me that, I looked at like the rest of the game as we were watching, and it is unbelievable how correct it is. Wow. And sometimes like a stick will be in a funky position and it looks cool because it's a cartoon. So even if it's not perfect, it's still perfect. So yeah, that stuff is awesome. Like when the puck is in play, we're mostly going to be watching the game. but
Mhm.
in a way the game is also not the main attraction. But it is amazing that the game is as precise and pinpointed as it is. And these things wouldn't be continuing to happen if it wasn't, one, good in the first place, and two, getting better every time it goes on air.
That's so incredible that you can take something that is so high skill, high analytics. You're talking about all of this tracking technology that's going on, and yet you turn it into an animated game, and yet you have this accurate information. I love the mix of just the science and technology of it with just plain fun. Like, this is just
Yeah.
going to be so fun. So when you went to New York and you and Chris were kind of testing out the VR, what was that experience like? Uh, did you like it? Did it make you dizzy? What was your favorite move you got to do? What should we be watching for from you and Mace?
We were in it for a while, so I was a little
Yeah.
dizzy at the end, but
Yeah.
I had never worn a VR headset before. I didn't realize that these are actually pretty common for people to have. I found that out since then, but maybe I was the last person in the world to never wear one, but now I've worn one. And anytime you see our animated characters, we will have the VR headsets on, and they can put us anywhere in the animated hockeyverse. So they can put us on top of the Batman building. They can put us on top of the
Come
arena. We
on.
can be in front of Pekka's statue. We can be on the roof of any of the Broadway sites. Tootsie's is in it. Tootsie's is a flower shop in it. So it's perfect.
Okay.
We could be at the Tootsie's flower shop, and we'll be popping up, popping around. And I mean, we can high five each other. We can dance. It mimics our facial movements. It mimics our arm movements. So I told them, I mean, we want to be everywhere. Like, we want to be popping up all over the place. So hopefully they take our suggestion and are liberal with that, and we'll be bouncing around Broadway, just popping up everywhere. And Mace and I, yeah, we want some FaceTime for our cartoons. We're selfish. We're both very cartoonish in general. I think we've both translated very well to cartoon land. So yeah, we'll be hamming it up. And I mean, this is how Mace and I talk anyway. And I was talking to some of the NHL employees who were there helping us, and I mean, they were just asking me what I do, because my job is unique in the sense that I do a couple different roles for the broadcast team. And they were shocked to hear that Mace and I are not on air together all the time, because it sounded like we've done all these games together. And truth be told, I think it would be obnoxious if we did all these games together, because we speak to each other like we're cartoon characters, and we speak in puns and just all this stuff. So it lines up well for this.
You have found your niche. The two of you
Yeah.
have you found your sweet spot here with this?
I'm not coming back. We're staying animated. That's a threat.
That's like, this is it. Coming up, Max gives us a sneak peek at what you can expect from tonight in Music City Hockey in Smashville, and he gives us the details of where you can find this special broadcast. Today's episode is brought to you by Wonderful Pistachios. If you are looking for a snack that is both delicious and nutritious, you need to crack into a good source of protein with Wonderful Pistachios. Wonderful Pistachios is one of the highest protein nuts. Each 1 ounce serving has 6 grams of protein, giving you over 10% of your daily value. Plus, they are packed with fiber and better for you unsaturated fats to help keep you feeling fuller longer. I personally am a no-shells variety kind of girl. It is a perfect grab and go snack for those busy days. Whether I am sitting here at my desk working or on my way down to Bridgestone Arena, it is the perfect snack to give me that quick protein boost. And if you are somebody who loves cracking open every shell for that satisfying crunch, you will love the in-shell option as well. It's a classic favorite. So get snacking and get cracking with the snack that packs a protein punch. Visit wonderfulpistachios.com to learn more. As you guys are calling this game, you mentioned that there are going to be different scenes. You're going to be popping in and out and around Nashville as well. But you also said that there are going to be some interviews with some players dropped into this broadcast as well. Talk to me a little bit about those. What can people expect from those little snippets as well?
Yeah, it's going to be mostly fun stuff and getting to know you type stuff, but it's educational things too. Like, it's players talking about their first goal. It's them saying what their favorite Smashville chant is, why did UC Saros and Justus Annunen become goalies, things like that.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of fun, get to know you type things with a group of our players. There's joke telling. Some of the jokes went on Twitter from Ryan O'Reilly, and they're pretty great. There are a couple of vignettes as well. I haven't seen them yet, so I won't give them away, but cameras with players with their families or doing things with their special interests in music and things like that. So a lot of things that will shed light on our players that would be that like they would have the same value if they were in a normal game broadcast. So those have been amazing. I have not been involved in filming those. All the credit on those goes to Jake Hartsfeld and our content crew. So they did an amazing job. It's been an incredible team effort and a lot of work late in the season too. I mean, these are the type of things you'd probably want to film during preseason if you could, but we didn't know we would be doing it for sure at that point. So these things have been filmed either during the Four Nations break or in season, which is not easy for our incredible team of people who's done this. So major credit to them.
So there are going to be different things dropped into this, but want to be clear, you and Mace calling the game as it happens. That is correct.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, I don't think we'll be doing a ton of moment by moment, play by play, like we would be in a normal situation, but yeah, we'll be watching the game and the cartoon as they happen simultaneously.
Okay. So you will have the live game in front of you.
Yeah. They have a big wall of screens. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. This is to be a fly on the wall with you, with your VR headset and your wall of screens, Max. Gotta be so cool.
Well, there was a video on Preds Twitter last week that Brittany Austin filmed, who's our vice president of marketing, who gets the credit for all the ideation of this, for translating into the NHL. Hey, this is what we want this to look like. And it came out amazingly. She was the one who went with us when we first went up and was just filming us, just being buffoons, trying it out for the first time. And it could not have captured our essence better. So that was great.
I love this. Okay, before we go, I have to ask you, you talked about get to know you questions with the players, but in this particular scenario, it makes me curious. What was your favorite animated show growing up?
Oh, I had a lot.
Yeah. Are you a South Park guy?
I am. Yeah.
I knew it.
We shouldn't say that was growing up though.
But, no, that's not for children, everyone.
That I found probably a little earlier than I should have, thanks to one of my friends. But I mean, SpongeBob was number one for a lot of people, but it was my number one. I loved all the Nickelodeon shows. SpongeBob was probably number one.
Yeah.
I don't know what I had a lot. I had a deep list. But yeah, any of the Nick shows of that era, early 2000s.
Yeah.
SpongeBob was probably number one, but like
classic.
I still love cartoons. Like I love South Park. I love American Dad. I really love.
Yeah.
And those type of things still get me. Archer, I think, is amazing. So
yeah. And look at you.
I'm simple. I just like to laugh. So.
And now you're just building your own animated legacy, Max.
I know. Yeah. I need to make some sort of joke too. I'm trying to write down a list of things I want to reference at some point. I don't know if you've watched Arrested Development, but one of the many great jokes from Arrested Development is about how they make an animated character of themselves, but then they sell the animation rights to it, and then it becomes like a massive cartoon in Japan, and they have big regret. So I have to find a way to work that in of Will Arnett going, I knew I never should have given up animation rights.
This is going to be so amazing. Max, let everyone know, where can they find this broadcast?
Yeah, thank you. That's important. So it's Tuesday night at 6, the same time the game starts. It's on News Channel 5, which is Nashville CBS. So big thanks to Channel 5 for having us, first of all, because that's a big time slot. It's going to be 3 hours long, and it's a weeknight on a network channel in a major city. So it's on CBS Nashville, Tuesday night at 6 o'clock. It is not on TV or viewable live outside of Nashville, which is fine because it will go on the NHL's YouTube page afterward, and that's how you can watch it if you don't live in Nashville. But that's really just as much of a number one way as we want you to watch it if you are here too. It's something that you don't have to watch live. It's designed for kids to go back and watch on YouTube, watch specific parts of the game. We'll be using it over and over and over. different parts of the game, the different scenes, things like that. So it's designed to live on YouTube forever as well. And that's a big plus of these type of games too. And why all the animation and all the time and all the hard work are worth it, because I mean, it's something that the Preds can lead with forever and that the NHL can use forever. So it'll go on YouTube afterward, Channel 5 Live. And there's also a watch party for kids and families at the Factory at Franklin on Tuesday night at 6. So especially for those of you down in Williamson County, Wayne D will be there. Nash will be there. Nash will also be in Cartoon Land, so you can see them all at once. Go down, hang out. I told Jay Moore to take all 30 of his grandchildren, so hopefully he'll be there representing Preds Radio. And yeah, get on it. It's going to be a lot of fun. Thanks to everybody for the support. Whether you're a kid or an adult, I think you're going to love it. We hope it's infectious. So that's the goal.
I think it is going to be amazing. As a grown-up, I am so looking forward to this. I think this is going to be so stinking much fun. And look, Max, let's just be honest. It's time to have a little bit of fun when it comes to Nashville Predators hockey. So thank you for jumping in and making this happen in a really unique way. So excited about it. Have the best time in New York. Take some Tums. Don't get nauseous. And look forward to following up with you after this broadcast.
Yeah, and it being on April Fool's Day is so perfect too, because for the longest time, nobody believed me that it was real, because it's already such a far-fetched thing. And they're like, oh, that sounds real. When is it?
It's going to be great. Max, thanks so much for jumping on with us, talking about this. We look forward to seeing you on that broadcast in animated form. And of course, we will check back in with you again later on, maybe this off season, catch up with you again.
Yeah, and my pleasure. Anytime.
I want to thank great friend of the show, Max Herz, for jumping in and giving us the inside story on tonight's special Music City Hockey in Smashville. Remember, you can check out this special broadcast on Channel 5 here in Nashville. And after the game, it will be posted to YouTube as well. Be sure to check it out. On tomorrow's show, Emma will be back with me, and we're going to break down all of the action we see tonight against the Columbus Blue Jackets. And we're going to tell you what we thought of the animated broadcast as well. We'll see you then.